The Adventures of Harry Nile.
Most of my business comes through the door, over the phone. But on November 4th of 1952, as Murphy opens my mail, the job of private investigator gets a little more complicated.
Harry, listen to this letter. Mr. Nile, I need your help. I don't dare visit you or use the phone, for what I have to tell you would place me in great danger. If you do not wish to accept my case on these terms, please return the money. But if you would consider taking my case, please keep the enclosed $100 and come in person next Friday afternoon, alone, to the address below.
You sent cash? Who is it?
It's not a man.
Huh?
It's a woman's handwriting, and she didn't sign it. There's just the address, a post office box, and a ferry ticket to Bryce Island.
Late autumn in Seattle. The nights grow longer and the skies are low and heavy. The wind grows sharp with the salt of the Pacific. And on the great inland sea called Puget Sound, a tiny two-car ferry heads for a wooded island that is only a dot on the map. An island just large enough to contain a mystery for Harry Nile.
The afternoon ferry was late leaving the mainland. Now it's pushing 4:30 as the old scow shoulders the landing on Bryce Island after the 15-minute haul from the village of Royal Point where I left my car. Besides me, there's a pickup truck driven by a kid and an elderly gent who runs the boat. He warned me that he'd be taking the boat back to the mainland in half an hour, and if I wasn't on it, I'd be spending the night here on the island. There's a dusty late-model station wagon waiting a ways up from the ferry landing. Person behind the wheel is wearing a felt hat, raincoat, dark glasses. Dark glasses, even though the sun hasn't shone all day. Driver's motionless. The pickup passes by and disappears up the hillside road. Leaves just the station wagon. I walk up to the car window. Excuse me. I'm supposed to meet someone who wrote me a letter?
Get in, Mr. Nile.
You're the one who sent the money?
Yes, please, get in.
She says nothing more. But the way she whirls the car around and heads up the road into the trees, I get the feeling she wants to get out of sight. The dirt road is deeply rutted, and only one car wide. The big trees close off the sky overhead. It's almost dark, but she's doing 30 and 40 miles an hour. I'm hanging on, wondering what's the rush. And then, just when I'm starting to get a little queasy from all the twists and turns, she yanks a hard left up a narrow driveway, and we stop at a big log house. Whoever she is, she sure likes her privacy. This place is really secluded. She walks on ahead of me, walking stiffly, walking like a person who's angry, a person with a grudge. And she stands aside so I can go past her into the house. She flicks a switch on the wall. The big front room glows softly from table lamps alongside deep leather furniture.
Just at any dinner. Do you want something to drink?
No, nothing for me, thanks.
The ferry leaves in 20 minutes. That's why I drove up here the way I did. We haven't much time. I hope you weren't uncomfortable.
No.
Well, thank you for coming. My name is Amy Weller.
How do you do?
I'll come to the point. What I'm going to ask of you is very unusual, I know. I couldn't ask you in a letter or on the phone because, well, these things have a way of leaking.
Okay.
All right. Here it is. I want you to prevent a murder.
I see.
The killer is very, very determined. So much so that your own life may be in danger if you take the case.
So you need a bodyguard?
No, Mr. Nile. I'm not the person who may be murdered.
Oh. Well, who is?
His name is Leo Alexander.
Friend of yours?
The name doesn't mean anything to you?
I might have heard the name.
One night, Leo Alexander drank his fill of beer at the tavern on West Bay, and then got into his car and drove out onto West Bay Road and crashed head-on into the car that my husband was driving home from the hospital, where he had just performed an operation that saved a life. Leo Alexander received a few cuts and bruises. My husband died at the scene. He was Dr. Charles B. Weller, a gifted surgeon.
Oh, gosh.
Leo Alexander was convicted and sent to prison. I closed up our house and moved out here to our cabin. That was 20 months ago. He's getting out this weekend. And I want very much to kill him. And maybe I'll do it with this gun.
Hey.
You're thinking that I'm insane. Yes, I've lost my balance, all right. Killing him is all I can think about. But I have just enough sanity left to know that 2 wrongs don't make a right, so you needn't tell me that killing Leo Alexander won't bring back my husband. I know all that. But I've made a study of Leo Alexander in these last 2 years. I've devoted my life to learning everything there is to know about the man who took my husband away from me. I know where he'll go when he gets out of prison. I know who his friends are. I know the girl who's been writing to him. I know how to get to him, Mr. Nile.
Well, I think a good start would be for you to hand me the gun.
Oh, certainly. Take it.
You'll let me take it?
Of course. I have others. Or maybe I won't use a gun. Maybe the punishment should fit the crime.
Look, Mrs. Weller, you don't need a detective. You need a...
Psychiatrist? No, I've seen a psychiatrist. A friend of my husband's. He says my anger is natural and not to worry about it. He says I'm incapable of killing. Well, he's wrong. The urge to kill rises up in me like a tide.
But how...
The stupid judge. 20 months and Leo Alexander is a free man. But my husband is dead and I'll never be free.
You want to kill this Alexander guy and you're paying me to keep you from doing it? Is that what we're talking about?
Insane, isn't it?
Ms. Weller, how do you expect me to stop you? Keep watch on your house 24 hours a day? Follow you wherever you go? Shadow Leo Alexander wherever he goes? That'd take 3 or 4 men. It would cost you $1,000 a month. And how long will it go on? When will it be safe to stop?
I don't know. Maybe until he dies. Or I do.
Ms. Weller, you say your husband's death is...
My husband's murder. Let's call it what it is.
Well, you say you feel you're losing your sanity. You're sane enough to hire someone to prevent you from doing the same thing to Leo Alexander that...
No. You see, you're wrong again. It's not the same thing. My husband was innocent. My husband saved lives. He didn't deserve to die. Leo Alexander deserves to die. So killing Leo Alexander is not the same thing as killing Charles Weller. Now, the ferry leaves in 10 minutes. Tell me your decision, Mr. Nile. Will you let the crazy widow hire you?
I take notes while she tells me everything she knows about Alexander. Places, names, dates. Then we drive back down to the ferry landing. I figure my best move is to meet Leo Alexander the minute he's released. Get him out of the state. So the next morning, I call the penitentiary and find out Alexander's on a bus to Seattle. Murphy finds me a newspaper photo so I can spot him at the bus station. He's on the skinny side. Jeans and a T-shirt with a frayed leather jacket. Dark hair carefully combed into a ducktail. He steps down for the bus with a laundry bag over his shoulder. He glances around as if he's looking for someone. That's when I walk up to him. Excuse me, Mr. Alexander.
Huh? Who, me?
Yeah, Leo Alexander.
Yeah, who are you?
Name's Harry Nile. I'm a private investigator.
Yeah?
I need to talk to you.
Yeah, what about?
Well, about your safety.
My safety? What are you talking about?
Well, let me buy you a cup of coffee.
Hey, now, what's this all about? Somebody's meeting me.
I'd just like to talk to you in private if I could.
Look, like I say, someone's supposed to pick me up.
Okay, well, let's stand over by the door to the terminal.
Yeah, okay, now, so what's the deal?
Well, I have reason to believe your life's in danger.
Why?
The wife, the widow of Dr. Charles Weller...
Yeah, well, what about her?
Well, has she been in touch with you at all during the last 20 months?
Her? No, why should she?
Well, she intends to kill you.
Who says?
She says. She's afraid she'll kill you, so she's hired me to protect you from her.
She must be crazy.
You can be just as dead whether the killer's crazy or not.
Okay, why would she tell you if she wanted to kill me?
I guess because part of her knows it's wrong and wants to be stopped.
Oh, so you want to be my bodyguard?
I don't want any part of you. But I want to prevent a crime if I can. So here's the quick answer. Buy another bus ticket right now. Get away. Lose yourself for a couple of months. See, here's a bus bound for Missoula, Montana. Here's the one behind it is going to San Francisco. Now look, Leo, here's $100. Take it, get on a bus, don't tell anyone where you're going, don't call anyone when you get there.
I can't do that. I got friends here.
Yeah, and she knows who they are. She's researched you. And I'll tell you something, Leo. If she really wants to kill you, she will. Unless she can't find you. Now take the money, buy a ticket somewhere out of state, and get lost. This is her money. She paid it to me to keep you alive. This is the only way I can think of to do it.
Yeah, well, look, I'm supposed to meet this girl here. She must be late or something.
Listen, Leo, I checked before you arrived. The Missoula bus loads in 10 minutes. The bus to San Francisco has only 2 empty seats left, and it goes in half an hour. Let's get in the terminal. Let's buy you a ticket. If the girl doesn't show up by then, so what?
So what? She's a friend of mine, that's so what.
I'll wait around and tell her you had to get out of town. What's her name?
Joellen Terry. But look, she's going to be here any minute.
Well, what does she look like, so I can spot her?
Yeah, well, I got a picture of her somewhere. Yeah, okay, here.
Huh. Pretty girl.
Not really. She's a nice kid, though. You can keep it. I don't need it.
Okay. Which will it be, Missoula or Frisco?
What the heck? Frisco, I guess.
Okay, let's get in the terminal, buy that ticket.
Hey, don't I get time even to get a brew?
Okay, you're all set for Frisco.
Yeah, look, this Weller dame...
Yeah?
What's her problem, anyway? I mean, it was an accident. I didn't mean to kill her husband.
No. It was no accident, Leo. You decided to have a few beers. Then you decided to have a few more. Then you decided to drive an automobile.
Yeah, but I didn't decide to run into no one. I mean, that was just an accident.
You ever see Mrs. Weller?
Yeah, sure. She was at the trial.
Talk to her?
Nah. Listen, I'm getting a beer. You want one?
Sit down, Leo.
I'll be right back.
Sit.
Hey, what's with you, anyway?
You haven't got it figured out yet, have you? When you killed Dr. Weller, you were driving on a suspended license with 2 previous drunk driving convictions on your record. You've been in the tank in Tacoma 4 times for drunken disorderly. You're a drunk, Leo. You killed a man. Don't you think it's time you got some help before you do it all over again?
I don't need no help.
You haven't learned a damn thing.
Man, he was always trying to get me into one of them AA meetings at the joint. But I promised Joellen when I get out I'd quit drinking. So she said she'd help me. Say, where the heck is she?
She looks pretty young in the picture.
She's 19. Well, she said she's 19.
What do you suppose she sees in you?
I don't know. I read the papers a lot. Guess you could say I'm kind of a celebrity, huh?
Your attention, please. Passengers bound for Tacoma, Olympia, Portland, and San Francisco now boarding. All aboard, please.
It's your bus. If I were you, Leo, I wouldn't come back up here at all. I'd start a new life down there. Go into treatment. At least go to some of those meetings. Maybe Mrs. Weller will get into treatment for her problem, too.
Yeah? Maybe she won't.
Now, look at it this way. She's given you more of a chance than you gave her husband. Well, I get Leo safely aboard the bus to San Francisco and watch while it pulls out. Then I hang around and watch for his girlfriend to show up, which she never does. So I mentally mark the case closed, thinking I've at least delayed a homicide, maybe prevented one altogether. That was before Saturday afternoon, and the phone call. So about 1 o'clock, I head back to the office, and there's poor Murphy buried in my files, trying to get all my records ready for the tax man. When I blow in, she stops the paperwork and demands a full accounting of the case.
So you really think it's over, Harry?
Well, for now, anyway. Leo Alexander will be down in San Francisco for a while, and if Ms. Weller gets some help for her grief and anger, maybe she'll be able to build a new life for herself.
Harry?
Huh?
I did something.
What'd you do?
Well, after you told me what Mrs. Weller said yesterday, I went to the library.
Did you clean them out of books?
I checked out some good sources on psychology.
Yeah?
Well, Mrs. Weller probably has an obsessive-compulsive disorder. Some people say that this condition, that they know they have it, but they can't always stop themselves.
Huh? Sounds like Amy Weller, all right.
But the fact that she called you and hired you to stop her from going through with her fantasy was a good sign.
Her fantasy?
Oh, of killing the man who killed her husband. She must have fantasized on that for a long time.
Oh, she did.
She never told you how she planned to kill him.
Well, as I said, she showed me a gun. She let me take it from her. But she said she might not use a gun.
Didn't you tell me that she said she'd like to make the punishment fit the crime?
Yeah, she said that. I'll get it. Harry Nile Investigations.
Mr. Nile?
Yeah?
This is Joellen Terry, Leo's girlfriend. I'm so sorry we missed each other at the bus station this morning.
How do you know about me?
Why, Mr. Nile, I hired you.
Huh?
Only you only know me as Amy Weller. Confused? Let me clear a few things up for you. Leo Alexander never knew what I looked like. I wore a hat and dark glasses in court, see? In fact, you really don't know what I look like either, do you? Well, I started writing to Leo in prison and sent him that photo he gave you.
And he thinks
that I'm a star-struck 19-year-old. That's right. Well, I went to meet him at the bus station this morning in my Joe Ellen character, and I saw you there. So I bought a ticket on the same bus. My, he was so glad to see me. It wasn't hard to convince him to get off in Tacoma. And guess where we are right now, Mr. Nile?
The tavern, where he got drunk the night he...
Good for you, Mr. Nile. Go to the head of the class. Yes. I'm in a phone booth outside the West Bay Tavern, and in a few minutes, before he gets too drunk, I'm going to put Leo Alexander in my car, and then we're going driving.
Mrs. Weller, Amy, listen.
No, you listen. West Bay Road has a long downhill curve just before a sharp turn to the left down by the water. I figure I can get the car up to 60 miles an hour going down that hill. That ought to do it, don't you think?
Listen, Mrs. Weller, don't do this. You'll probably kill him, but you kill yourself, too.
Why not? That would be cure for my pitiable condition, wouldn't it? Goodbye, Mr. Nile.
Mrs. Weller? Mrs. Weller. Oh, rat, she hung up. Murphy, call the Pierce County Sheriff's Office. Tell him to get a car to West Bay Tavern, code 3, and seize a gray station wagon belonging to Amy Weller. And then have him hold Mrs. Weller. I'll explain when I get there.
Code 3?
The fastest they can get there. Red light, siren, and tell them if they're too late, they should call for 2 ambulances and a wrecker. I don't know what good I can do by driving down there. It'll take a good 45 minutes from my office in Pioneer Square to reach the steep road down to the water at West Bay. But I head for Pacific Highway South and hurry down 99. Yeah, and when I finally get to West Bay Road, I can tell it's too late. There's cops talking to someone out front of the tavern, and a roadblock. Traffic isn't being allowed down the steep hill, because down where the concrete retaining wall marks the sharp left turn, there's ambulances, wreckers, the remains of a car, and the coroner's wagon. As I walk up to the tavern door, a sheriff's officer folds up his notebook. He tips his hat to the young woman he's been interrogating, heads back for his car. She just stands there as I approach her.
So, I see you made the valiant effort anyway.
Mrs. Weller? Oh.
Yes. Or Joe Ellen Terry. Oh, I had him fooled right up to the very last.
How'd it finally go down?
Beg pardon?
Sorry, police jargon. How'd it happen? How did it end?
Oh, well, after I called you, I went back and sat at the bar with him and put my car keys on the counter between us. By that time, he was feeling no pain, I think the phrase is.
Yeah?
That was when I revealed my true identity. You must have convinced him I was really out to get him. Because he took one terrified look at me, and then he grabbed my car keys and bolted out of the tavern.
And you weren't in the car when he...
No. They say he was clocking somewhere around 75 when he hit the concrete wall. That's how it ended.
And is it ended? Now?
I guess so. There's no one left to hate.
The Adventures of Harry Nile stars Phil Harper as Harry. West Bay Road featured Catherine Odegaard and Stefan Waite and was directed by Pat French, who is heard in the role of Murphy. Script and production by Jim French, dialogue mixing by Peggy Stokes, with sound effects by Stu Conway, Sean O'Mara, and Ben Peterson. The program was recorded before a live audience. This is Jay Green speaking. The Adventures of Harry Nile.
You must be Harry Nile.
That's right. And you're Mary?
Yes. I'm the one who called you. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you, too.
Thank you. But that's my name. Merry Christmas?
Yeah, Merry Christmas.
That's right. I'm Merry Christmas. M-A-R-Y, Mary.
I see, and your last name is Christmas, right?
That's right. Thank you for coming out in all this rain, and on Christmas Eve. Care for a jawbreaker or a Tootsie Roll?
Oh, not right now, thanks. This your shop?
Mm-hmm. How about a candy cane or a peppermint stick?
Actually, I just had breakfast. If we could talk about why you called me.
I'm sorry, I tend to ramble. Yes, this is my shop. I need a private detective.
And now you got one. What's the problem?
Well, it sounds silly, I guess, but it's not silly.
You want to tell me about it?
Mr. Nile, I want you to locate a missing person.
Okay. Name of the missing party?
Me.
December 24th, 1953, and a drizzling rain is Seattle's Christmas present to last-minute shoppers. Sheets of silvery mist drift across the ship canal and lose themselves in the crusty old buildings of a part of town as singular as the people who live there. Artists and mill workers, craftsmen and writers, students and bohemians, the jolly and the lonely, all holed up together in a district called Fremont. In 1 minute, Harry returns in a case called the Merry Christmas Caper.
The shop is just a tiny store with a steamy display window decked out with tinsel and tree lights. Inside is every kind of gadget and old-timey toy that could be crammed between the rough brick walls. An old display case holds a few used cameras, even an old clarinet. The proprietor is a pretty young woman in a bright red Santa suit that smells of mothballs. Like everything else in the store, the costume has seen better days.
I'm really not crazy.
Oh, I'm sure.
At least I don't think I'm crazy. But you see, I don't know who I am.
Yeah, but you said your name is Merry Christmas.
Oh, that's just the name I gave myself after I woke up on Christmas Eve 3 years ago.
You, woke up?
I came to. Oh, so you sure you don't want something? These chocolate angels are good.
Well, tell me about when you came to.
Well, it was late at night on Christmas Eve. I woke up all bloody with a huge bump on my head. In the back seat of a car parked right in front of this shop. Only it wasn't this shop then. It was just vacant. Just a dark, empty space.
So you got slugged on the head?
And that's all I knew. I didn't know where I was or who I was. There was a purse with me, but there was nothing in it.
So what'd you do?
Well, my vision was all blurry and I was real dizzy. So I sat there in the car for about half an hour and then I came inside.
Well, how'd you get in?
Oh, the door was unlocked. I found out they do that a lot in Fremont. It's sort of like the way it must have been in the old days. You know, people trusting people. So anyway, I spent Christmas right here, curled up in back.
And you don't remember anything at all before then?
Nothing.
Huh. What about the car? What was it?
A black Nash sedan. Oh, they towed it away 3 days later for being illegally parked. I don't even know if it was my car or not.
Well, they must have traced the registration.
I know that now, but I wasn't thinking too clearly there for the first couple of days.
Did you go to a doctor?
Sure, right after Christmas. He told me I had a concussion and amnesia.
Well, this is the first time you've tried to find out who you are?
Well, I've been a little scared, I guess. Besides, from that very first morning, the people around here were so kind to me. They just accepted me. It didn't matter that I didn't have a penny or even know my real name or anything about my past. They fed me and loaned me money and opened this shop. And I sort of concentrated on beginning a new life.
But now you think you're ready to find out about your past, huh?
Well, there are times when I get little flashes.
Flashes?
Glimpses. Like one frame out of a movie.
Glimpses of what?
Faces and the ocean. I don't know, really.
Whose faces?
A man's. Sometimes a woman's. For some reason, they frighten me. And I don't like to be around water.
Hey, this is the wrong town for someone who doesn't like the water.
I don't know why I have these feelings, but I guess they must be connected to whoever I really was.
Well, this is Christmas Eve. There's not much chance I could turn up anything in the next 24 hours.
I suppose I should have waited. But calling you was sort of a Christmas present to myself.
Look, what are you going to be doing for Christmas?
Not much. I mean, a few people in the district have invited me over, but I don't have any money for presents, so I think I'll probably just...
How are you going to afford a private eye?
Well, I was sort of hoping you might find some things in the shop that you like.
Uh-huh.
I'm almost afraid to ask, what do you charge?
Well, we can talk about that later. You don't have any plans for Christmas dinner or anything, huh?
No.
Well, I'm headed up Queen Anne Hill to where my assistant and a few other folks are having a kind of a Christmas open house. Why don't you come with me?
No, I couldn't. I mean, I haven't anything to wear.
Hey, what's the matter with the Santa suit? Well, I talk her into it. And up the hill we go to Mr. Osterman's boarding house. Santa suit, mothballs, and all. The minute we step inside, I can see I made a major blunder. The lady in the red flannel costume becomes the instant center of attention, and Murphy is sending icicles at me. And I don't mean the kind they hang on a Christmas tree.
Oh, you don't have to explain.
The woman has no memory.
So you decided to give her one.
She's a client, Murphy. And it's Christmas. Look, I guess I was out of line bringing her over here where she wasn't invited. I was just a little sorry for her, I guess.
Well, now I'm feeling a little ashamed. You did the right thing, Harry.
Harry, what a wonderful idea. Bringing Kris Kringle to the party.
Huh? So, you don't mind, Mr. Osterman?
Oh, who couldn't mind a beautiful blonde Kris Kringle in a red suit? She's already the life of the party.
You guys, it was wonderful to make so many friends tonight. Let me get a light on. Well, this is the Merry Christmas shop, such as it is.
Oh, it's like an old-fashioned toy shop.
I keep the Christmas things out all year round.
Where did you find all these things?
Well, the people just dug into their attics and cellars and carried in armloads of stuff. Then they came back after I opened the shop and began to buy it back. Then I bought more stuff and sold it, and it's just been going along that way for 3 years. I never know if I'll have enough to keep the doors open from one month to the next, but if it hadn't been for the people here in Fremont, I don't know what would become of me. Whoever me is.
Well, I haven't much to go on, but the day after Christmas, I'm talking to an officer at the police parking violations department.
This was how long ago?
Well, it would have been December 24th, 1950. Could you just try to look it up?
Sorry, after a year, the parking citations get filed downstairs in dead storage.
And they do mean dead. Takes half an hour for the guy to come up with the towing receipt.
Yeah, this could be what you want. Have a look.
Yeah, let me see. December 28th, 7 a.m., 3400 block Fremont Avenue North, 46 Nash sedan, removed to SPD lot. Aha, and here's a license number, 7A6364. Now, can I get you to run this through Olympia and see who owned the car? Oh, and see if you can find out who claimed it. This takes an hour, but when the officer comes back, it's with bad news.
Afraid you're out of luck, pal. The car was stolen in Port Angeles on or before December 23rd, 1950.
Stolen? So when the Seattle police impounded it, who showed up to claim it?
Nobody.
Nobody claimed it?
Says here it was held until November of 1951, and then it was auctioned off.
Well, listen, do you have the name of the original owner?
You'll have to check with Olympia on that one.
I called Olympia like you said, Harry, and I got the name of the owner.
Hey, great going, Murphy. Who was it? Why didn't he claim it?
Well, the owner was a woman named Beatrice Adams of Port Angeles. And she didn't claim it because she was dead.
Dead? That's so. Natural causes?
Drowned. Her body was found in the Strait of Juan de Fuca. The coroner called it an accident.
Now my radar points northwest. Next day, I lock up the office, and Murphy, Merry Christmas, and I take the long drive down across the Tacoma Narrows Bridge and double back up 101 on the Olympic Peninsula. Finally, we arrive at Port Angeles in a dead heat with a winter storm. Any of this town look familiar to you, Mary?
No, nothing yet.
And the name Beatrice Adams?
It means nothing to me.
Well, you still game to see the chief of police?
I might as well. We came all this way.
Well, okay, there's the police station.
I'm Chief Calvin, and you're the one who called from Seattle?
Yeah, right, Harry Nile. I'm a PI, and this is my associate Murphy, and a client. She doesn't really know her name, but she's calling herself Mary. We're trying to find out something about her past, sort of following a cold trail here.
Oh, yeah, you mentioned a girl with amnesia. Well, I'm sorry to hear about that, miss. I hope we can help you.
Thank you.
Now, just make yourselves comfortable, folks.
You know about Beatrice Adams' death 3 years ago?
Adams. Yeah, drowned right around Christmas.
Well, on Christmas Eve 3 years ago, this young lady woke up in the back seat of Beatrice Adams' car in Seattle. She had a concussion and no memory of how she got it or how she got there or who she was.
You were in Beatrice Adams' car?
That's right.
Did you report the car stolen, Chief?
Well, we didn't know it was. We never saw her in it much. Walked up to town 2 or 3 times a week. Kept it in her garage most of the time. No, we didn't know anything about it, and since her death was accidental...
Yeah, tell me about that.
Well, she had a little sailing dinghy she liked to go out in. In fact, she'd be out there in 30-knot gales and a whitecap sometimes. Always stayed pretty much out in front of her place. But she loved sailing that little teacup of hers. Day she drowned, a storm had come up. Caught her by surprise, I guess.
Was there an autopsy?
You better let me get my file on that. Yeah, here it is. No, I don't think we ran an autopsy. It was real clear that she drowned. Bob Mallory, he was my deputy. He found her dinghy half full of water.
She wearing a life jacket?
Well, I don't know if she was or wasn't.
Huh. Who found her body?
Oh, an old-timer doing a little surf casting.
Huh. Well, who exactly was Beatrice Adams?
She was a retired school teacher out here from the east.
She have a husband?
She was a widow. Bought that little house out there on the beach, lived there all by herself. It's kind of a loner.
Pretty well off?
Comfortable, I'd say.
Who lives there now?
Nobody.
It's empty?
Well, it's still got her stuff in it. Her estate's still tied up in the courts back east, so the house was sealed under a court order.
Who investigated the death?
I did, and a deputy. This isn't Seattle, Mr. Nile. Other than a drunk sailor in a tavern now and then, we don't get much in the way of crime. And this was no crime, just an unfortunate accident.
Well, I'd like to let Mary see the house.
Well, I can give you directions. Isn't hard to find.
Any chance we could get inside? Yeah, just to look around.
Afraid not. It's, like I say, sealed. We boarded it up. Put plywood on all the windows, double-locked the door. See, we're responsible for protecting the content. I haven't been out to look the place over for must be a good year at least. I expect some of that plywood must be getting a little beat up by now. Probably have to send someone out there and drive some more nails in one of these days. Locks could be getting rusty. Now, I'll tell you what. Here's her address. Just go down there to the end of the street, turn left until you come to 18th, and go right. It's all by itself out at the end of a driveway. Here you go.
Are you giving me the keys?
I'm authorizing you to inspect the premises. Yeah, let me know if everything's all right inside. Then bring these back to me in, say, half an hour.
Hey, this is darn nice of you, Chief.
Oh, yeah, and I'll just hold that license until you get back.
What, my PI license? Oh, yeah, sure.
And,
here you go.
Your gun?
This is one good guy, this police chief. We find the cottage, gray and blind, with its windows covered with plywood, and what once was a garden awash in sand and weeds.
I don't like this place.
But do you remember anything about it?
I don't know. It's like something trying to force its way into my memory. I'm getting a bad feeling here.
You game to have a look inside?
I don't know. Yes, I guess I'll have to.
Well, come on. Murphy?
Sure, I'm game.
Let's see now. The door's on the seaside. It's around over here, I suppose. Yeah, here it is. Yeah, sure enough. Well, look there. It's double locked. Deadbolt in the door. Hey, here's an old favorite. An Atlas padlock. Yeah, good. Now, let's try the deadbolt. This must be the key. Oh. Musty. Mildew.
It's so dark in here.
That's all right. I brought a flashlight here.
It's so damp. All these rugs and upholstered pieces are going to be ruined.
Go ahead, Murphy. Swing that door closed, will you?
Okay.
I hate it in here.
And you've been here before.
I must have been.
Let's take a walk. Bedroom. Well, everything's neat, covered with 3 years of dust here. And this would be the kitchen. Doesn't look like anything's been used in a long time. Kitchen tell you anything, Mary?
No.
And I guess this would be the bathroom, huh?
What's the matter, Mary?
I don't know. I can't look in there.
I'll have a look. Well, there's nothing here, Mary. It's just a toilet, a washstand, and a bathtub.
What is it? What is it, Mary?
Let me out of here!
Mary? No, Mary, come back. Stop! Mary? Stop! Come on.
You were right. I shouldn't have tried to find out who I was.
So who are you? Who were you the day Beatrice drowned?
I'd been hitching up from San Francisco, running away. I got a ride with this kid, Joe. He said he knew someone here in Port Angeles. It was night, Christmas Eve. We were hungry. We didn't have any money. His car was out of gas, and we walked to this house. So he knocked on her door. That door right there.
Yeah?
So Joe asked her for money.
Uh-huh.
And she told him she wasn't giving him any more money.
Huh.
So she tried to slam the door, but Joe pushed his way in. I was scared. I waited out here on the porch, and then I didn't know he was going to do it. He had her purse. He was dragging her through her house. He had her in the bathroom. He was filling the bathtub. I fought him. He told me to take everything to her, take her purse. I looked through the house for money, and then, in a few minutes, he dragged her out of the bathroom and out onto the dock. I fought him. I was kicking and screaming. So he picked up this big rock, and he came at me, and I knew he was going to kill me.
So he slugged you with the rock. He thought you were dead. He threw you in Beatrice Adams Nash, and he drove to Seattle and abandoned the car with you in the backseat. Is that your story?
You don't believe me?
Well, you've confessed to being an accessory to murder.
But Harry, if she didn't
I tried to stop him. You've got to believe me.
No. The police have to believe you. A jury has to believe you. Well, I hated to do it, but I turned Merry Christmas over to Chief Arthur B. Calvin, and he turned my license and gun back to me. I heard her story, and Murphy and I added what we could, and he said he thought the city of Port Angeles owed her a debt of thanks for coming forward and identifying a killer they didn't know they had. Seems Joe was arrested on a lesser charge. He's doing time right now in Walla Walla. They released Mary on her own recognizance, and we drove her back to Fremont in her little shop. She told me to pick out anything in the store for my fee. Oh, yeah, she remembered her real name, too. But it really doesn't matter. She thinks she'll stick with Merry Christmas. She says she likes it better than her real name. Whatever it was.
The Adventures of Harry Nile are written and produced by Jim French. The names of our cast in a minute. The Merry Christmas Caper starred Phil Harper as Harry Nile, with Pat French as Murphy, Terry Rose as Mr. Osterman, Don Porter as the Seattle policeman, Stefan Waite as Chief Calvin, and featured Sarah Getzoff as Merry Christmas. Dialogue mixing by Peggy Stokes. Sound effects by Sean O'Meara and Ben Peterson. Music by Michael Lynch. The program was recorded before a live audience in Seattle. This is Jay Green speaking.